The big idea at Sifteo is that we're building the future of play by incorporating the best of its past. There's this classic way that people have always played with classic games like checkers, chess, mahjong, dominoes, sitting around a table with other people with game pieces on the table. And that style of play is great and timeless, but it hasn't survived into the era of video games. So we're bringing the interactive possibilities of video games together with that classic play style from classic games and creating a totally new play experience that's really fun, but really hands-on at the same time. Sifteo Cubes is all about intelligent play. So we're building the kind of games that people can feel good about. Games that you don't feel like you're rotting your brain when you play. So nobody thinks they're rotting their brain playing chess, for instance. We're building games that have that same kind of feel, that there's a positive element to the gameplay. It's wholesome, it's hands-on, gets your brain and hands thinking together. And that's really exciting to me because it's a totally different direction for interactive play. The creative process in the very beginning was what I would call a speculative design process, meaning it was very blue sky. We didn't start by looking for a specific need in a specific profession and try to build a tool to meet that specific need. We were speculating about a possibility, like what would it be like if we could interact with technology the way we interact with a pile of Legos or a pile of blocks sitting on the table in front of you. There's this way that we interact with stuff with our hands where you just reach out and grab things and move it around, and computers didn't work that way, and they still don't. So that was really the animating force in the beginning, was this design process that was just really thinking about a possible world that we could live in and thinking, well, what would we need to build in order to create a system that allowed me to interact with technology with my hands in that special way? The two main ways that we motivate the team are, number one, everybody's working on something really cool and really important, really valuable to where we're trying to go as a company. And I think that's the most important thing. Nobody's working on something that's going to get discarded or something junky that doesn't matter. And the second thing is that we communicate. So my co-founder and I try to make sure everybody understands what we're doing right now and where that's going to head and why we're working on what we're working on. My co-founder and I often talk about how happy we are to have this group of people working alongside us. It's one of the most fun things, I think, as a company founder, especially a technical founder, to bring all these people alongside to help with the effort that we can learn from. And so having great people around to work with is really what gets me going and makes me look forward to coming in and pushing our goals forward. I balance work and personal life reasonably well. I wouldn't say it's perfect. My wife and I are actually both company founders, so we have a pretty active schedule, both of us. But basically, just try to be present and be intense and be as uninterrupted as possible on the things that I really need to accomplish every day, so that when I go home, I can be there for my family and kind of switch gears and have a little bit of a downtime. I get inspired because at Sifteo we're building something that is so freaking cool. It's magic to watch people interact with our product, to play with it, especially if it's the first time they've tried it. It just seems so new to them and yet so familiar. So getting to work on something that makes people feel excited and makes them feel good when they use it is really gratifying. My dad taught me a lot of important lessons. He was a real hands-on, can-do attitude kind of guy, and so I watched him building all kinds of projects around the house when I was growing up, from walls to pens out in the yard for animals, and he made my first set of blocks, wooden blocks that I played with when I was a kid. So from my dad, I just learned by watching that you can have an idea about something that you want to make and then go ahead and do it.